Oh my god!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Serene Balance Productions. We are here to bring you a special guest. Mr. Ein, please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Ein, A-I-N, and I am here in this video in camera format. As of right now, I guess it's all right for me to say that I'm the #1 most active world Grand Archive judge, but not too long ago I was #2.
Yeah, so we just hung out in Niagara Falls. We had a great time running the ascent. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. But spoiler season is here, and I have some fun things for you guys. As you can see right now, a start is on the stream or on the screen. That's Ein's favorite card because Artificer's Opus is not a card.
I will not have slander in this video. This is a great card. This is a great card. Mark my words. It will be good.
All right, guys, now you know how to win Ein's favor. If you win an ascent with that card,
I'll buy you dinner.
that's a big statement. They'll buy you dinner. All right, so let's get right into it. There's a couple reasons I wanted to have you on here. One, we did a small segment at Ascent Niagara Falls. Even though there was not a lot to talk about because it was very spur of the moment, I really enjoyed talking with you. I think it was great to have the opportunity to talk about things on the back end of Grand Archive. Not a lot of people get the chance to see what we do, what you do, and from there, I wanted to give you the first look at these spoilers. I think that what you do is really, really great for the community and for the game, and I want to kind of reward you in my own sense in this way. So when I'm going to show you the card, I want your opinion on how good you think the card is. And then because you are the #1 EXP judge, I'd like your opinion on if you think this card will have complicated judge calls or not. And then for one of the cards, I will be asking you a question because my mind was confused.
Okay. I'm a little worried,
It'll be
but let's
fine.
get into it. I'm
fine.
ready.
All right. Spoiler #1. We have Croaking Webfoot. This is a 1-cost water ally, tamer animal frog. It is simply a 1/1 with floating memory. And the flavor text is hippity hoppity. How did the rest of that song go?
I think a 1-cost floating memory is quite strong. So this is a strong card. Maybe I could see there being some confusion as to whether the frog subtype matters or not, but I see animal, I see tamer, I think Sylvie level 1. I think this is a 1-cost 2/2 with floating memory, which is quite good. We've come a long way from Grey Wolves with Pride 2, so I approve of this card. That's a good card.
Nice.
Yeah, when I first see this card, I think of like Dewdrop Hairs. But the difference is that doesn't have class bonus floating.
I think it had class bonus, yeah.
Yeah, so this card is just immediately online, right? So it's a card that can be filled into tons of different decks. It's probably fine to put in like Merlin and stuff like that too if you're, Fire Creative Shock decks. It's also a really good primordial target because it's 1 cost. It allows you to just play it out raw, and then if they don't interact with it, you can interact with it yourself.
Absolutely. And if they don't deal with it, I mean, if you're level 3 in 25 turns, you're dead.
True. Unless you're Luxem.
Oh yeah, that's true. Then you might.
What do you
need
think of
a
the art?
Oregon level 2. Say again.
What do you think of the art? I think he's pretty cute.
It's
He's just like cute
cute.
fellow.
It's a little trippy because I feel like I'm in a painting. A lot of the cards feel like I'm in universe, but this looks like something that I would see in a painting of some sort, in an art gallery somewhere. Something about the background and at least on my screen, it looks a little like watercolor.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely like the pants as well as the skin. So
It kind of
it's
looks
a
like we're like in a
different.
tree or something looking downwards.
Oh yes, I do see that. I wasn't sure if it was like a log or if it was a tree branch.
Mhm.
I mean, he's jamming on a leaf. Or
One
is
of the
it a
things I
lily
really
pad?
like about water cards is that they have these like swirly water droplets all around the art,
Mm.
and those look gas. when they're foiled. They look really good when they're foiled.
I'm wondering if there's going to be more of a storyline, kind of like the Fishing Accident, how there was a difference between the original printing of Fishing Accident and the SP version of it. So I'm wondering if this card is going to be like a series of frog cards, and we might get maybe a little bit of implicit narration going on.
That'd be cool. All right, you ready for card number 2? This one's really straightforward, so like obviously there's no complicated judge calls. Judge, is this a floating memory?
do?
All right, card number 2. We have the Chamberlain Toad. This is a 3-cost water exalted card. It is a 3/4 ally, tamer animal, human frog. That says class bonus, pay 2, wake up Chamberlain Toad and it gains taunt until end of turn. Activate this ability only during your opponent's recollection phase. And it also has class bonus floating. Now, the first thing I want to point out, class bonus floating is pretty uncommon on advanced element cards, or just like floating in general is uncommon on advanced element cards. So, how good do you think the card is?
So you're telling me it's a Frostworn Paladin that has floating memory that you can swing, and then because you're water and you have a lot of card draw, rest in peace, Lost in Thoughts, you have a lot of card draw. You have influence to be able to pay 2 and wake it back up. And it has taunt. It's not intercept, it's taunt. So it could synergize with some other things. Now, it is exalted, so I don't think it is as strong as what appears to be. I think the exalted is kind of what keeps it in line, because you do have to play a level 3 deck, or who knows? Maybe down the line we'll have other advanced elements, but
so
for now,
technically,
advanced element.
you have to unlock it because there are level 3 decks that don't have advanced elements now.
Yep, Shadow Vanitas. But it is level 3, so if you draw this early, it's a brick. You draw this
though?
mid, it's also still kind of bricky.
It's got floating memory.
That's true. But water doesn't.
Does
really
floating
have
memory
it.
save this card? That's the question I'm asking.
I don't think so. Saying that the card is saved implies that the card is bad. I don't think this card is bad, but I don't think this card is what we would consider running a 4 of 3 of in the deck. Like, you're gonna see it in all the level 3 water decks. I don't think that's the case. I think it caters to a specific style of water decks, most likely. I'm just going to throw it out there, maybe like Chessmen, because we do have things like Lunettes that don't want to get hit. We do have things like Snow White that doesn't want to get hit, and the taunt kind of synergizes with that. But because you got that like 2,
what about Genbu?
it's supposed to be a protector. You can clear the board and then protect. But then I realized it also says tamer. The class bonus is tamer, so
My first thought is Genbu, because Genbu is like the obvious. This card's probably decent in Genbu. But then is it good enough, or is it overkill?
It necessary? Is it a power creep for Genbu? Are you going to replace stuff in Genbu to do this?
I feel like
Genbu
if you
faster?
it's weird because it gives you like a really good stabilize for the top end, but it doesn't necessarily help your early game. So like it's not like a Rippleback Terrapin. It's just you're trading off early for late. Like this card, because it's exalted, has to be decently strong, right? So it's a 3-cost 3/4, or it's a 5-cost 3/4 if you're gonna give it like wake up taunt.
I think, conservatively speaking, I would place this as something that would be in the side deck for opponents that really only swing. So we're talking like Jin, and then you have answer cards for their like non-combat damage stuff, like the outburst. Yeah,
I think it's neat. Out of 5, how good is the card?
conservatively, I think it's 4 out of 5 as a side deck card. Because I think there's going to be a very obvious, maybe 1 or 2 decks that this absolutely stalls out. It's like a proper wall. clear the board and have a taunt, so you have to deal with it. Then floating memory, I'm gonna bring something out that's like 1 cost, or Vapor Jet Shield 2 cost. And now you're just gonna have a really bad time. As a game 1 card, I'm thinking more like 2.5 out of 5. I
Okay.
don't think it's like an all around good card.
All right, I'm gonna move on to the last card. This is by far the most complex card, for a couple of reasons. One, it does things that most cards don't do in the game, and two, it is very funny lore wise. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
I want you to read this one out.
That's not a frog.
It's not a frog. Not a frog. Thank you, Solidar, for the frogs. You guys know me. I love frogs. My girlfriend's a frog, so I love frogs.
All right. Jubjub Bird. Mimsy Gast. It's a 3-cost Crux card. It's a unique ally. It's an anomaly, specter, beast, bird.
Another beast with
It's
no
got
pride.
stealth. And on enter, you may have another target ally you control become a copy of Jubjub Bird, except its name is Jubjub. And the flavor text says its appearance is said to be the first sign of the world coming to its end. And most importantly, it's got 3 power and 3 life.
Yeah. So what do you think of the card? Just to start with.
What element do you think is going to be the most prevalent next set?
Krux.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking right now.
So you think it's good?
I think it's good. That could
Interesting.
potentially be an understatement, depending on what other cards are in the new set. Standalone, it's a 3-cost 3/3.
Most people look at Advanced Element 3 cost and they go, "This card sucks." They're like, "It's not Ghost of Pendragon."
Comparing
Dude.
it with Pendragon?
Yeah,
I don't think
exactly.
that's fair.
What a Storm Slime, Ethereal Slime.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, so what about this card do you think makes it so good?
Okay. For starters, it has Anomaly. So off of spoiler season, we have no idea if Anomaly does anything. We have no idea if it's going to interact. So there is potential that it will synergize with something that's in PTM that we don't know anything about, and there could be a synergy to it. It's got Spectre. Rest in peace, Ryle. But it's got Spectre, so you can utilize the Spectre package in water. You've got the Norm Spectres as well, that could potentially synergize with it. I know I haven't seen it much, but like Jeweled,
Blighted
it's a
Jewel?
beast, so
Can Bestial Frenzy it?
you could Bestial Frenzy it. It's a bird. I only saw birds be played once. Shout out to Massachusetts. But there could be some synergy there too, because it's a bird. It's Crux, so obviously it's fine. And it's got stealth. So a lot of people are playing sort of shadows right now, not seeking. So that already, -1. That's just a one might sword. But most importantly, the on enter I find is interesting. I think that's what makes this card worthy of consideration, and it does not. I don't think it's a gimmick card. I think it can be the keystone card in certain archetype and strategies. Hopefully, this makes Crux a little bit more fleshed out. I know we got like the wake up stuff, the prismatic strategy, and you got the classic just play 4 ghosts and swing sideways. But I think there is potential to use really efficient low cost allies and then get more advantage by turning it into Jubjub.
Hearing you say that is so funny to me.
I'm trying. Silidar, I'm trying.
Okay, so How complicated do you think this card is going to be? The reason I initially said complicated is because it says becomes a copy, and that is not something that I think people generally understand how it works in Grand Archive.
Yes, because currently what we have is copying cards in intent. We have a card that turns into a copy of something, so it enters as a copy, but this is transforming, although I don't think that's the right word because we do have a transform
I think it's just
in
copies.
Grand
I think it's just called
Archive.
copies.
Yeah, it's copying an object that's on the field already and copying it, turning it into something else, which it may be the first of its kind, but don't quote me on that. I don't actually know every single card in Grand Archive.
All right, I have a question for you. And this is a skill testing question for everyone, so please follow along.
No.
If I play
Hmm.
an Incinerated Templar, which says on enter, you may put a Spectre of 3 cost or less from your graveyard onto the field. If I play an Incinerated Templar, grab another Incinerated Templar.
Okay.
Now, Incinerated Templar also says that ally becomes ephemeral, and you sacrifice it at the beginning of your end phase. So I'm gonna play an Incinerated Templar, grab an Incinerated Templar out of my graveyard. Then it's gonna enter the field. It's gonna resolve and enter the field. Its on enter will resolve. I'm gonna grab Jubjub Bird, Mimsy Gast out of the graveyard, put it on the field. Then that card will resolve. It's on enter. I will now target the Incinerated Templar that is ephemeral, that that should be sacrificed at the beginning of the next end phase, and turn it into Drib Budge Budge.
Budge Budge. All right.
At the beginning of my end phase, what is sacrificed, and where does everything go?
Okay. So you got Incinerated Templar.
I have 2 Incinerated Templars.
And it makes an Incinerated Templar.
Correct.
This Incinerated Templar
is ephemeral and should be sacrificed at the beginning of my end phase.
It's ephemeral. Right.
Yes.
So it's ephemeral. It will disappear when it leaves the field. All right.
And
so
that
one has an
grabs.
on enter, and it brings out Jubjub Bird, right?
Yeah.
And then Jubjub Bird is going to turn one of the Incinerated Templars. Oh,
specifically the ephemeral one.
Okay, the ephemeral one.
Yeah.
It's going to turn that one into
Drib Budge Budge.
Drib Budge Budge. Okay. And you're asking what happens when we reach
the beginning of the end phase.
The beginning of end phase? Okay. So the obvious one is that Jubjub will go away. But that's because Incinerated Templar condition, it's ephemeral.
Sure. So that one goes to banishment.
So that one will just go to banishment.
Okay.
Now, the thing about copying is that it copies the base of the card. So, for example, I got Unbroken Mustang here. So it would copy what's on the face of the card and not necessarily anything else on top of that that's like being modified. So if it had a buff counter, it wouldn't magically generate a buff counter on that object when it gets copied. It only copies the base attributes. So it would be Drib Budge, and I believe it would lose its ephemeral status. And depending on how Incinerated Templar works, where I'm unsure, so probably going to get this wrong, 50-50 chance. Because you take a card like Zephyr, for instance, you suppress it, and then there's a delayed trigger to make it happen. You kind of explain the Incinerated Templar like a delayed trigger when it triggers at beginning of end phase. I don't think that's tied to Incinerator Templar, the one that like on entered and brought something out. I think it's on the object that's brought out. So because it was copied and it overwrites basically what was there, it'll lose ephemeral, and it would lose
the sacrifice clause,
the end phase banish destroy. So if you were to kill Drib Budge Budge, I think it would go to graveyard. Jubjub Bird, however, definitely will ephemerate, and when it leaves the field, it's going to banish. So that's my current final answer.
So the interesting thing about copies is copies only exist on the field. So I feel, if I understand this correctly, you're like 90% correct. If you were to kill Budge Budge, the copied version of Jubjub Bird, it would die and it would go back to its original form. So it would be an
That makes
incinerated
sense to me.
Templar and it would go to the graveyard. Because copies can only exist on the field. So when it goes from field to graveyard, it goes back to what it was.
Oh, that makes sense. Yes.
Which is
That's another example.
about to be really complicated for a lot of judges.
Well, the good news is we've got some pretty good resources where you could go to find some information, such as certain discords or the Rules Help channel in Grand Archive Discord. Shout out Remetic and Hobo Crab. So I'm sure someone will crack the code. We'll make some updates to the rule book.
I
It'll
really
be
hope
good.
this card is meta because I think it would be funny to hear the casters say Jubjub Bird and Drib Rub Budge Budge over and over.
I want to hear the players. I want to hear.
Oh, they're just gonna say Jubjub and Drib, and that's it. They're gonna shortcut it. But I gotta hear the casters say the whole name.
I could totally see some players going with I play Bird, Bird on enter, make Budge,
Like Budge, Budge.
Budge, swing a Budge.
Yeah, so you think this card is gonna be like really good, like really, really good?
Really good? I don't think so. When you say really good, are we talking like pre-errata 3 visits?
I'm
really
talking like
good?
Ghost of Pendragon. Like Ghost of Pendragon is like the standard for a card that's good,
Okay.
I think. Like that's a good advanced element card. And then you have like Neosight, where it's like the card is good in theory, but if you play the card, you're probably already won the game.
I think Jubjub Bird is going to be a part of a package. Ghost of Pendragon, you can kind of splash in any deck that's Crux, and it's good. And that's why it's good. Like, you can't go wrong with playing a Ghost of Pendragon, having a Regalia on the field that may or may not draw one on enter, sink it back into the material deck, and then draw. And then next turn, do it all over again with like Reclaim or Crux Sight if it dies. So I don't think it's to the level of Pendragon, but in its archetype, I can see this as like a keystone card.
I guess we'll
I
just have
think
to
it's a
see.
keystone card. Out of 5, I'd say it's a 4. And in the
good.
archetype, it would want to play as. Maybe we have an anomalies deck, or maybe we'll have like a legitimate Spectre deck. Shout out the Carpenter. I've never seen anyone use that card yet. But we could have a Carpenter deck. Lost Sewer. Those CSR prices might be going up for Lost Sewer. You never know.
I have it somewhere on my desk.
But for Spectre, if there was an archetype, I think this would be a 5. I don't think the strategy that would run Jubjub can operate without Jubjub.
All right. You guys heard it here first. Fine. He's telling you right now, Jubjub Bird is going to be based. It's going to be the best
Please
card.
say it's please say Drib Budge Budge when you play this at Ascents or your locals and regionals.
Yeah.
It's a good bonding moment.
I think it's a good opportunity to remind everyone that challenging your judges with difficult questions is part of how we all grow as a community. So I encourage you to do so because I do this to Ein all the time. It's very funny. I will do it more with PTM as things get more and more complex and convoluted.
Adding on top of that, sometimes things fall through the cracks, and it's through things like this that we're able to have a conversation and figure out what the intent was and what the reality is. Because, they say reading the card explains the card, but there are a couple cards where it doesn't quite work, and it turns into memorizing the ruling of the card explains the card. But the more we do this, the easier it gets. And the easier it gets, the more fun the game is because everyone knows what options they have.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us for the spoilers today. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope everyone who's watching at home enjoyed them. Frogs. I guess that's my thing now. Part of the whole package. So I'm just the frog guy now.
You're the frog man.
I always thought I would be the Luxem guy, but I guess I'm just frogs. I don't even play water.
You never know.
I
You
don't
never
even
know.
play water, dude.
I mean, you never know if we will get like Norm frogs, Dawn of Ashes frogs. You could be the frog guy, and I may see you round 1 at stream tables.
I need frog assassin cards.
Ooh,
That would be really cool. Art-wise, that'd be really cool.
that would be good.
Anyways, let me know what you guys think of the cards in the comments below. But also let me know what kind of spoilers you want to see in the future, because I don't know. Maybe Silidar watches these videos and maybe he's like, "Ooh, I have a good idea for T-Lore in the future." And also, let me know who you think should be the next guest if I do get another spoiler next season, because I think that'd be kind of cool to see what the community wants.
Please support Once in Love.
Anyways, thank you guys
Thanks
for
again.
joining us, and much love to you all. Peace, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the PTM season.
Ciao.